So, hi everyone, my name is Roger. Today we are going to be speaking about how and why to eat healthy. So why eating healthy is so important. I've changed my diet 6 months ago after my wife passed away, and I have eaten healthy since. For the last 6 months, on vegetables every single day. Okay, and that has had an absolutely fantastic effect on my concentration level and my well-being as a whole. So I thought it would be fantastic to be able to speak to somebody like Sam, who's a chef, okay, who has just mentioned. So without further ado, how and why to eat healthy. Sam.
Hi Roger, thank you for having me. Yeah, so my name's Sam. Yeah, I've been a chef for a number of years at two different restaurants, and yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy eating healthily myself, cooking for myself, cooking for my family. And yeah, I think it's important for everyone to eat as healthy as they can do. We are what we eat, and like you said, you know, if you eat certain types of food, you end up with a certain type of body, and you end up with a certain type of emotion, you know,
Yeah, you're
which
right,
will
because I was quite amazed how it was affecting me in such a positive way and so quickly. Because I remember in the past I didn't eat that healthy, and every time it's for 5 6 days on, and then we eat vegetables in my family every single day,
right.
twice a
So
day.
you have do you have lot of recipes from your family, from your younger days when you was with your parents or
Oh yeah, with my parents we used to eat soup every single day, vegetable soup.
something? Right.
Yeah,
I think we all have those. We all have those family recipes, don't we, that we go back to each and every time,
yeah.
and they kind of stay the same. That being said, what's good to do is if we have a set recipe, it's good to have that as a base, and then we can add new ingredients as we learn about them, or we can tweak the ingredients to make them maybe slightly healthier or to help with certain conditions or ailments. I do believe that for every illness, there is a plant that is
But you,
medicine for that illness or ailment. Um, of course, I mean, people have different types of diets. There's different diets coming out every day, advice what to eat and what not to eat. Um, but yeah, I guess you know we're the ones that know our body. We're the ones that know how our body feels and reacts to certain types of food. So I think it's important to be conscious about it. But yeah, try new ingredients. Try different ingredients in your in the old school recipes that you've already got. Yeah, you can just tweak them as well. It doesn't have to be a completely different dish.
no, absolutely. I mean, what I do as well, I do eat fruit as well, beside vegetables.
Fruit, okay.
So, yeah, so in the morning,
A lot of people don't like fruit though, some do they? Because it's got quite a lot of sugar in it.
yeah,
Uh,
I eat apples in the morning. I eat grapes. Yeah, okay. I still have a decaffeinated coffee in the morning, and I have some Go Ahead biscuits. But
your coffee drinker, yeah.
yeah, I always have a piece of fruit in the morning, every single morning.
Piece of fruit in the morning. Right,
And that's
okay.
been for a long time. That's not been for the last 6 months. That's been for the last probably 20 years or so. I always had an apple in the morning. Yeah, and and it does help. Yeah, and then now I notice as well grapes does help me more. I can feel the energy very quickly now. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few tips then for this video. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to ask you a few tips. The way I do it is like I eat cauliflower, carrots, broccoli, uh,
Cauliflower, carrots, and broccoli.
broccoli, and that's something else. What did I put some potatoes sometimes as well. Uh, Cauliflower, carrots, broccoli, or leek as well. Leek, yeah, because
Sounds nice.
I do like that, and I do like my broccoli, yes, and that's the main vegetable for vegetables. I do it, so I just cut them in the way I do it. So it's probably not chef wise, but I just cut it, and then I'll put it in.
Whatever works for you, you know, whatever works for you, you know.
Yeah, and then I'll cut it, and then I'll put so much in the slow cooker, and then I put so much in the pan. And most of the
Right.
time, I prepare 2 meals at once. Okay, And then, for example, tonight I'm going to put, because I haven't put any today in the slow cooker because I had to go to the hospital this morning, so they have time to do that. So
How do you find using a slow cooker? I've never used a slow cooker myself personally. How do you find that?
I found that quite good actually. I think it's very practical. Yeah.
To do when you go out? Is it when you leave it cooking then you go out?
Yeah, that's right. And then you put on slow, high, or medium. It depends. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And then they also have a lot of recipes, but personally, I just use it for vegetables. So, for example, if you know for a fact you're going to be very busy in the evening, so you put that because you are on different Zoom call or video calls or whatever, you're quite busy work-wise because now 9 to 5 jobs are going now. So it's anytime jobs really.
Mainly because of the convenience that you use the slow cooker.
Right? And also it's healthy. So
I got this thing actually the other week. I got it delivered a couple of days ago actually. This is for putting well, whatever you want really. I guess it's for whatever you want. It was advertised to use for cutting.
So can you show it to the camera closer? What is it?
Yeah. It was advertised to cut vegetables and make smoothies and things like that.
Oh, that's good.
Then when I got it, when it arrived, it actually said what it said on the box was meat grinder. And I thought, I don't want to be grinding meat in this thing. But honestly, it's so good for chopping all sorts of things, nuts, onions, mushrooms. Like you just give it like a second cutting, and all the onions are nice and finely chopped.
Right. Okay. And what?
All the mushrooms or whatever you be chopping, or not, like I say, nuts as well. Because I cook with nuts. I put nuts in my rice.
Oh, I don't.
Pecans, cashew nuts, peanuts.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, it's very convenient as well. Like you're saying with your slow cooker, it's very convenient.
So what do they call this one? What is it?
It was advertised as a food processor.
Oh.
But it had pictures of peppers and pictures of fruit inside it. And then when it came on the box, it said meat grinder. I think I've still got the box actually. I've got the box. So yeah, this is the box that it came in. I don't know if you can see the picture there.
Oh, okay, a bit higher. Yeah. Oh, I see. So it's just well, obviously you don't.
It says meat grinder. Sorry, I know it's backwards. But it says meat grinder.
Okay, a meat grinder.
It wasn't actually advertised as a meat grinder, but I think that's a good thing because the blades will be strong. The blades are super sharp, and like I say, within 2 seconds you can have a whole onion completely like finely chopped, or caramelized onion, or for sauce, or for soup, whatever you want to put it in. You know, rather than getting it all under your fingernails, garlic as well. You know what I mean? You don't want that underneath your fingernails too much.
Yeah.
It keeps the sideboard clean as well. Keeps the chopping board clean. It's all in there, and then you just put that in your dish into your pan. But like you say, convenience each and every time, saving time. Like you say, time is precious, isn't it? You know, we've all only got 24 hours in the day, and if you spend 3 hours in the kitchen chopping up vegetables, unless you are a chef, it might not be the most.
Because I do chop my vegetables, so it might be a good idea if I get something like that. Yeah, it might be a good idea. That will save me a lot of time, I suppose. Yeah. So okay.
I find it helpful. I mean, it was good value as well, but it's just the time more than anything. You know, it saves you time.
So the 2 tips we got from today so far is that the slow cooker is very convenient because you can put your vegetables and other type of food in it that if you're a busy bee, and then I'm sure lots of you, just put it in the morning, and then by the time the evening comes, then it will be ready for you. So that's very, very convenient. And then you just...
You don't cook with nuts?
Pardon?
You don't cook with nuts, you said?
No, I don't like nuts. No, I don't.
Right, okay. That's not an allergy or anything, you just don't like that?
It's not an allergy, it's I don't like the taste.
The taste, what is it? Is it the texture or the taste?
Both. I don't like the
right, okay.
I don't like the taste. It just, to me...
Okay. You're missing out, Roger. You're missing out. Peanuts, pecans, walnuts, hazelnuts, chestnuts.
I don't know. It's like it's like Marmite. I cannot stand Marmite.
Yeah, I get that.
I cannot stand it, and that's even worse for me. I think my auntie does like Marmite. I think she does, but I don't. Yeah, And then my mom used to, I don't think she used to like it at all. No, no. But we don't have any in the family anyway. So may I ask you a question with this grinder you bought? Once you,
Right? Yeah.
yeah, so once you've done that, how do you cook your ingredients?
Well, it depends what I'm cooking really. I mean, quite minimal, but recently I've started adding little ingredients like different types of oils. So you've got sunflower oil, olive oil, people know about, and then you've got linseed oil as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, the grinder, yeah, it's just easier to crush things up. Like again, nuts, just put them in, press the button for a couple of seconds, and then it's kind of done. Whereas I guess you could do that with a mortise and pestle. But yeah, I mean, I tried different things with the rice as well, like as a base. But
Yeah.
then you can put your protein with that chicken, your rice. It's just easily fried or easily baked in the oven. I like to bake chicken because then it keeps it nice and moist, you know,
Okay.
with marinade in there. But yeah, in terms of like vegetables, it's just convenient to use that.
Okay. No, I might just try that so maybe be a bit quicker. You're right, because you know, you're absolutely right, because sometimes I could spend quite a bit of time in the kitchen, and
Enjoyable though, isn't it? Cooking, we like to cook. It's enjoyable.
it's
You know,
unenjoyable, true, yeah. And then
smelling the aromas, you know, thinking about maybe the people you feed in, making them happy, you know.
well,
Eating out.
I just cook for myself now. So
Right, or even just for yourself, isn't it? It's nice sometimes. Or even if you have a friend coming over one time, you know,
yeah.
it's nice to cook for them. You
So
may even practice the recipe
yeah.
if it's a new recipe as well. You might
Oh,
practice it with yourself first.
okay, I'll tell you what I use and see if you can give me one tip or two to make it better. Okay. So
Yeah, it's a good idea.
as I said earlier, I use cauliflower, carrots, potatoes,
Right.
and what's the other one?
You
Cauliflower,
want to know cauliflower, carrots, broccoli, leeks,
leeks, that's it, and potato, yeah, and potatoes.
and potato.
Yeah, okay. I know potato is not part of the
That's a really good base for a stew.
right?
You know, so what I'd do with that, actually, not the cauliflower. I'd leave the cauliflower out. Everything else, chop up, not too finely, but chop it up quite finely. The potatoes, leave them as if you're going to boil them, and then literally, yeah, put it all in a pan for an hour with some vegetable stock or chicken stock, whatever kind of stock people like.
Oh yes.
And later on, add the broccoli, or maybe perhaps grill the broccoli with some salt and pepper and some vinegar on top of the broccoli. The broccoli and the cauliflower, yeah, and then grill that. And then maybe add that at the end, or have that on the side of the stew. And then have the stew with the potatoes, leek, carrots, and then you stock whatever stock you've got in that. And then you can add protein to that if you wanted to add tofu. If you wanted to add beef, chicken, fish, you can add that again on the side. So on your plate, you'll have 3 different parts. You'll have your stew that's wet. You'll have your broccoli and cauliflower, which is dry. Or some people like cheese on the cauliflower as well. But for me, I'd just put a bit of salt and pepper on there, maybe a little bit of turmeric, maybe a little bit of garlic in with the stew. And then, yeah, like your protein again on the side, or perhaps you'd like to stew the protein. But yeah, there's so many things you could do with that. But yeah, that's what I would do.
So yeah, now we know why, because then by losing some of my belly, I can go in car so much easier, and I'm not joking. It makes my life quite a lot better with regards. So it's not in a way. So eating healthy does help. And so what I do, so eating healthy, I use a slow cooker, which is very convenient. I use it most times. And my friend use a food processor, which is also very convenient. So that saves you a lot of time preparing your meals. And my meal, to summarize, is just basically carrots, potatoes, cauliflower, leek, and broccoli. Okay, and I eat that. I have some granule sauce that I get from from Sainsbury's, different type of granule sauce. It could be onions or it could be gravy. Okay, for example, or vegetables. And it's great. I just fry some onions by the end of the time in a frying pan, put that on top, and I find it just nice, and it just suits me very well. And I've been eating that for the last 4 or 6 months, yeah, every single day. And I feel so much better for it, I really do. And tonight, that's what I'm going to have. Now, you mentioned a few minutes ago that what I eat is a good base for a stew. So to finish off with our viewers, and you give us a simple stew recipe.
Right. Okay. So obviously you've got your water.
Yes.
You're taking the water from the tap, put it into the pan at least 15, 20 minutes before you're going to use it. So just let the water sit in the pan. And then what you want to add to that is whatever's going to cook the longest, whatever's going to take the longest to cook. So if you're using braising steak, first of all, seal that off in a cast iron pan with some oil, salt, and pepper. Just seal it. Then add that to your hot water. Yeah, get the water up to temperature. Maybe put some salt in that, and then add your meat first, and your potatoes, and then whatever vegetables you're going to add on top of that. Of course, if you're adding vegetables that take 5-10 minutes to cook, like maybe peas or sweet corn, could even put pasta into a stew, add that at the end. So you can really have whatever ingredients you want in a stew. It's just the order that you put them in and the times that you put them in. But for the basic simple recipe for a stew that you can't do without is your braising steak or corned beef, potato, carrots, leeks, onion. That's like the minimum that you want. Then a veg stock cube, salt and pepper, and then everything after that is extra really. So any other spices that you want to put into it, just whatever flavour that you like, basically just make it the way that you like it.
Yeah.
An experiment, would say, yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. So, and okay, so you all can see that recipe popping up. Okay, and so that's great. So take notice of that. So I am going to start to improve, to go a bit further from what I am doing now. So by the time I meet Sam again on Zoom, and hopefully we will, then I will have made my own stew. I think Gwen used to do that stew. She used to do that, especially in the winter. Yeah.
Yes, it's nice in the winter warming. You can have maybe homemade bread, dip that into it, or a crusty baguette, or a crusty loaf, crusty bit of bread, and you can dip it in, soak it up, or even croutons in with the stew. But yeah, it's definitely a nice winter warmer, like soup is as well. It's good to have a food processor for soup as well, because you can add pretty much whatever vegetables you want, and then your blender's going to deal with it. You're not stood like chopping fruit all the time, like you said.
Yes, that's what you mean. Yeah, so it saves a lot of time. Okay, so.
I mean, it's important to get the meat in early, because what you want the meat to do is basically you want it to be really tender. You know, you want it to melt in your mouth. So you want it to be in there for a long time, at least an hour and 45 minutes, if not 2 hours. So then you add your vegetables later on, because obviously you don't want cabbage in there for 2 hours, or maybe you do, but I wouldn't advise cabbage or cauliflower or broccoli boiling for 2 hours. It's just going to go completely to mush.
Yeah.
But with the meat, you want the fat to go mushy. You know, that's what makes it taste tender when the fat it's mushy, because it's been cooking for so long. And that's why your slow cooker will be so nice. When you put meat in there, you'll know yourself. It's nice and tender, isn't it?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, excellent, guys. So, and the reason why I wanted to do this video is just because I'm not a chef, and I'm sure you guessed. Otherwise, I don't think I would have asked a question about how to make a stew. Okay, so right, I'm not a chef, and even without being a chef or even without being a cook, you can still eat healthy. And believe you me, it makes a lot of difference. So, And then if you want to help me to reach more people out there, please hit that little button, that little bell down there, because it will improve the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, and it will really help myself, not just myself, but also people who are looking for tips on how to make things better for themselves without being an expert. Okay, thank you, Guy, and thank you, Sam. See you next time.
You're welcome. Goodbye. See you. Cheers. Take care.